and PaySafe card.
Well, that was humiliating. Yes, indeed, absolutely embarrassing. Tail between their legs. NTC are going to be regretting that one. They go into their map pick and cannot put up any fight, any resistance whatsoever. mousesports having quite a lot of fun, lots of smiles, killing each other with grenades towards the end of that one. All round, no resistance really from NTC. And let's start with the guy that thought they'd win that map. Maniac, I'm only throwing it. It only happens once. I only throw you under the bus once. This is it, just getting it, you know, like a Band-Aid. We're just ripping it off. You had higher expectations from the Brazilians here.
I had, yeah. I have to say I was disappointed by what NTC had to show. I think on a tactical level, that was kind of shallow.
Sure.
And if you expect to abuse the fact that your team has a stand-in, you want to go deep into the playbook. You want to put them into situations where communication has to be on point, or they have to take the right decision at the right time. And yeah, it was really just too easy for mousesports.
And it did look like they were they didn't have to necessarily bring too much extra, Jason. I mean, it felt like this was very much bare bones Counter-Strike from Mouse, and it seemed to be rewarded.
I think the problem with this NTC lineup is going to be that I mean, obviously they haven't really played international competition, and yeah, they have some experienced players, but that doesn't necessarily matter when you put 5 guys together in the same way. And this is going to be a learning experience where they've only played at teams like really within Brazil, like kind of regional teams, local teams, and the same things don't apply. The things that worked in that level don't apply to this stage. And I think NTC at the moment is just going to be a team that has to focus on getting momentum and kind of riding that wave. And there's nothing more deflating to a team than winning the pistol round and losing the second round immediately. And they won both pistol rounds in this game. That's the shocking thing. This kind of a scoreline with winning both pistols is that just kind of highlights how big of a disaster this opening map was. And we didn't even really get any of our questions answered about mousesports. Everything they did was successful. We saw Stico with a very nice round with the AWP. This was not a coordinated attack out of NTC. And we didn't even get a chance to see the defense. So, you know, your guess is as good as mine, Alex.
I think we are a little lost on that one. We are taking a look at Chris J highlights just because of how proficient he was with that AWP. I think my favorite round from him was that 4K, just seeing him maneuver between train 1, train 2, shooting them under the train.
He's still got some skills of that off, doesn't he?
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, that's what I was always so excited about when it comes to mousesports as a whole, is because I like that we have Oscar and then you have Mr. kind of the turret in the AWPing department of Chris J to combine the two of them. This time, of course, no Oscar. In case anyone is unfamiliar, he is not going to be showing up here to ESL One Belo Horizonte. But he's going to be back for the next event. I hate that I have to pronounce this.
That really throws you off.
It triggers me every time.
Every time you say it.
In my brain, ONTE does not get pronounced ch.
I didn't find out that was a ch sound until about 5 minutes before we went live. So I've been saying it the wrong way since whenever this tournament was announced.
Every time I refer to this tournament.
Yeah, you're screwed.
Yeah, it's really messing me up. Either way, this is the scoreboard, and I saw a fantastic stat coming up there as well, that Sunny was undefeated in his opening duels. It's 8-0. Every single fight he took at the start of a round on CT or T was working out in his favor, but a real tough start to the NTC experiment here.
Yeah, and I also want to point out that Robs is 17-8, which is actually good, but I think we should not downplay his impact, because at the beginning of the side, not only does he have this insane triple kill with the 5-7, then the first gun round he actually went aggressive and they got the first pick against NTC, and after that you could just see that NTC would shy away from inside presence. And it might not look like so much, but it's actually extremely important on train to have this presence continually on the B side, because otherwise you can just afford to play with one player and then B4 outside. And suddenly, I don't know if they got traumatized by Robs, or if they just thought like, okay, he's on fire, we're not going to go near there. But they shied away from inside, and suddenly it becomes way too easy to read as CT, because Robs can just say, there's no presence for me. Play with 4 people.
Yeah, and I guess that also means that because he's a pretty confident player, chances are he pushes up into brown holes early on, then you've locked it in. You have the info. That's how scary it is. And Rob's definitely a good notice there that we have to give the guy more credit, perhaps, not just numbers on the scoreboard. We do have another map, though, and I want to make sure we have enough time to cover
None of them are just numbers on the scoreboard, Alex. They all have personalities and emotions.
Oh, that's so nice. So beautifully said.
That's why we need to get on Twitter and yell at all of them.
Yes, and here are the odds courtesy of our sponsor Betway. You can see that they are giving mousesports just a tiny, tiny little bit of credit. You can see 1.06, those poor guys. If you really want to put your money on mousesports, they're going up against them on Mirage. Now, interestingly enough, couple of months ago, like a couple of your fellow analysts, Jason, called mousesports the best team on Mirage in the world. Now they go up against NTC on the very map that they were so credited for.
I don't know if they're the best team in the world on it. I think we've all kind of noticed them slipping a little bit. They've had some losses that we haven't seen, and that's just kind of the natural life cycle of being really strong on a map, is that teams start looking into how you're playing it. You also kind of ignore it yourself a little bit because you've got it to such a great degree compared to the rest of the scene that you don't have to practice it as much, and then naturally it just kind of ebbs and flows. But still, I mean, certainly a very good team on Mirage, one of the best in the world, if we're going to nitpick it like that, and certainly good enough to beat this NTC roster that we just kind of saw fall flat on train.
Have you ever been at the on the receiving end of a mousesports on Mirage, Maniac?
In an official, I can't remember. In practice,
okay.
for sure, but yeah, they are really impressive on Mirage. They have especially very fast mid-take that they kind of brought into the meta that people didn't expect before.
Okay, like, are they going connect or are they going B?
They can actually do both.
Okay,
and
it's
the thing
flexible.
is, those smokes are very fast, and you could see like Sunny just instantly run and jump into the window, which was kind of new back then. And I remember playing them, and we were thinking like, what are they doing? Are they taking that seriously? But they were actually, and they used that in an official. So yeah, definitely a very strong Mirage
They
team.
have multiple teams that will go pressure those smokes and like connector and on catwalk and in window very, very quickly in the round. So they establish that control like really early on, and then it forces a lot of extra utility out of the CT sides if they want to maintain any kind of presence around mid. That's always super scary. I think as well, Rop's playing over towards that A bomb site, as he does in the T side for a lot of maps for mousesports. He's kind of like their solo player. They put a lot of trust in him to just kind of read the game and make his plays whenever he chooses to, and kind of has that freedom as an individual player to just kind of go for it whenever he wants. And he's deadly over towards A ramp.
Yeah, they do look like their fate has been sealed in terms of win conditions for the NTC boys. I feel like we would really just have to start saying, tidy things up, change their game. We haven't really seen anything from them on train. There's no real. We could start listing off KNG, start talking about what what FNX was capable of. Of course, all players that deserve a lot of credit, just not on the first map.
I would say there is a win condition in the sense that this map for Phelps was always one that he was very good at on an individual level. He liked getting aggressive in towards window, so that's something you can look forward onto this map. If he can have an impact, he can all of a sudden open things up even for a team that's going to be less coordinated than mousesports, but overall it's going to be so tough.
We're jumping into it then. mousesports versus NTC. No one sure whether the Brazilians can put up a fight. Maybe our casters will find out.
Well, we'll find out. It's always interesting to learn something new. Today we've learned that NTC are not as good on train as they would have hoped.
Yeah, they got one gun round and won both pistols, 16-3. Really not ideal. mousesports here, starting the T side. They are the heavy favourites here for sure. Simple execution in towards A. It's the original version of Mirage, just to reiterate, and it will be an A execution. You can see 4 players at A ramp and FNX to defend.
FNX to defend, but falling off. Again, the pistols starting off well for NTC. That's the one thing they've had good going for them. Absolutely. Cello with the first kill. Ready for a second, and he absolutely nails it on Sticko. Impressive with pistols. If we could just play heads-up pistol duels, you might have a game. It is a 2-man advantage with bomb down, however, for mousesports. So NTC has to make a move, not as straightforward as they'd like. They're going to go forward towards CT stairs. This is interesting. I don't mind it. Interesting approach. Phelps, awkward exchange. In fact, didn't even hit Chris once.
That's a bit of a shame, and they will be going for the defuse at this point, but Robs might be able to shut them down. It's a 10-second defuse. They are going for it, though. Looks like it's absolutely fine. I take it back. It was the kid there. I could kind of miss it, but still, all the kills going in favor of mousesports. But looks at things, they'll probably buy up this round, I would imagine, with that sort of close round coming in, some money being built up. They could get a couple of AKs here, and indeed they will. There's the AK. So traditionally you'd get the AKs in the third, but NTC now 3 out of 3 with the pistol round so far. And number 2 coming in, and there will be 2 AKs, a scouts, and this is where it all went wrong for NTC on train.
Absolutely. Yeah, both halves. So 3-0 in pistols. Hey, give it to them. I'll give them something. Side thrown smoke to window. Nothing was the one to deploy that, if I'm not mistaken. He'll sit with the P250, so too will Rops. Excuse me, Rops, says the AK. I'm still getting used to different HUDs. It's not that this HUD isn't effective, it's just that we've switched again from where we were last week.
That's true.
So the P250 is actually Rops' secondary weapon to his primary AK. It's Sticko that's only on a pistol. A CZ75, nothing is on the P250, I can confirm that. Bomb toward B. What'll it be, Henry?
We will see. 3 players at the A ramp.
Well, there's only A and B, so we won't see.
Oh, that's good. Not your best, but pretty good.
Because I'm only at 50%.
Okay. Round 2. And the smoke's being deployed towards A now, trying to force a rotation. They know they can fool a team like NTC, who didn't really seem to be that tactically aware in the first. Smoke's down. Nothing to go in first of the P250.
Across the hot, steaming flames. Put down by Cello before he even landed. Bit, good position. Bomb dropped. It's up inside of the apartments as well, which means they would have had to go back for it, but there was no one to go back because Bit kills Sunny. 2-0. They finally don't succumb to an anti-eco.
Absolutely true. That's much better. 2-0 for NTC, and a technical pause will come in. 3 of the players calling for the tech pause, so must be something quite tragic occurring. I'm sure we'll get some face shows. Normally just like a keyboard or a headset or TeamSpeak. Can't be the server of just NTC are affected. Could be a PC crash. That's pretty much everything covered. But his Bits getting it done. With that UMP, lovely work. Denies the plant. Fake not successful. Full eco, and that was mousesports opting to force buy in the second round instead of the third. Could have got 5 AKs out in this round, but instead they'll be left with absolutely nothing. So have a look. There's the admin's behind now.
It is Mihai. Don't know the other admin's name, or I'd happily tell you. So
keyboard issue.
Can confirm. Well, that's what, and I think we had one of those to start off, so that might be a recurrent issue at this point in time. Just to confirm, FNX is the owner of NTC. Someone did tweet me and let me know.
Nice. There you go.
The more you know.
Some cool camo shirts on as well.
Yeah, they're not bad. We've seen the camo attempted, well, used before. I say attempted before, but used before by FaZe, if I'm not mistaken.
That's right. I think it's like their away kit is like the camo stuff. But round 3, full eco now for mousesports. Very unlikely to get much more than maybe a trade kill. Bomb going down to victory in its own right in these particular rounds, but we'll see whether that's possible.
Christopher J. It's actually not Christopher, it's Christian, we've learned.
Christian, yeah.
Christian George de Jong. Christian William George de Jong?
I'm not sure.
I can't remember. But they'll wait it out. They're going to play this a little bit slower. So NTC, something to build upon. This is exciting. I want to see more of this from them. Continue it with good form. Good crossfire setup. Looking far more organized in their positions on the CT side. And all 5 staying alive. An absolute slaughter, in fact. With Phelps picking up 3 kills. They mentioned it, on the desk. He very much enjoys Mirage. So solid start for him. Will certainly benefit in the long run. Confidence is key, I think, for everyone on this team, getting a land under their foot.
Well, here we go, the first gun round. Don't have the AWP of Oscar probing towards the B apartments like he normally does. So it'll be nothing. I assume he'll be taking over that responsibility, but they have gone down 3-0 here. If you are just joining us, 16-3 in the first map of this best of 3, but this is now mousesports' pick. Map up. NTC trying to prove themselves, and now show that they can win a bit more than just the pistols here, but FNX will drop first. But there is a good trade. KNG and Cello coming in through the smokes. It's Christian, nothing dealt with, but the bomb should be planted in the default position at this stage. Bits and KNG will be for CT spawn, but they could be bested by Sunny at this point. There's the first. Will they find the second? Sunny needs to be careful not to kill his own teammates. Yeah. And now 3 versus 1 for Sticko.
Solid. This is first gun round. We've already got a 3-0 start. And we might get a 4th. Sticko has to hold off. Now, thankfully, the bomb is planted closer to him, but not open. It's on the inside of the box. Good shutdown on the first player crossing over. Low HP and KNG, but it won't matter. They've got the shot. They've got the defuse. 4-0.
They've got the 4-0. Well played. A play from mousesports here. And looking much better. Wow, that coach is fired up.
Apocalypse.
That was intense. So he's feeling it. He knows they can do better than what they displayed in the first map, and that's why best of 3 is normally the preferred format. Can just be an absolute anomaly. Something went horribly wrong in the machine of the unit, and they need to recover. Maybe they got the nerves out of their system now. Realized that they can do this, and this is looking much more promising for them. Another buy there from mousesports, the bomb being planted. 3 AKs in the grills. Very little in terms of utilities. It'll be down to raw firepower. mousesports got that in bucket loads. As FNX goes towards the A ramp, and it's actually Cello again to open things up. Rops will answer back, but not for long. Still the man advantage sits with NTC, and now all the utility pretty much used up by mousesports, and they've got 2 players low HP. Rops especially down to 31. In terms of map control, Chris J in spawn, and that certainly helps. He takes down the AWPer and gets a second in the form of bid. Bomb should be planted before the Flames can push Rops out of position. He will be dropped in the end. 2 versus 1 now. Cello, who's been playing so well so far. Can he do anything with this? There's the first. Bomb down, remember, in the default position, so it can be seen from CT spawn. That's what Chris J is. AWP in hand. He's got no utility, but Cello does. Throws one in towards CT, but Chris J hits the shot. Great round by him.
Yeah, big win for mousesports to steal that round back. 3 kills overall for Chris, as you say, and NTC sit now on 4-1. They still have a lead. They still have money. They'll buy back in, but this would be a break point. In other words, if mousesports win this, they'll whittle down the economy as such that they will not be able to buy in the further round. So chance for mousesports to get back into the game, and I dare say NTC, I know it's very early at 4-1. It seems weird to say this, but a must win. They've got to keep the economic advantage.
Nothing's got a Glock and armor as a deagle. Okay, I was going to say that really is not the right approach as they go aggressive this time. This is a really good call from NTC. Flashbangs are good, but haven't found any kills just yet. Phelps comes out on top though. Cello got the first frag. It's a 3-on-3 now. Chris J answering back towards B. Use that information. They've got aggressive to actually get in towards the bomb side, but still gets dinked up. Phelps doing a great job so far. 2-on-2 ensues. Nothing and Robs to defend the B plant. In terms of kits, they are available with KNG on the AWP. That's hardly ideal. Nothing from the apartments now. Throws a Molotov towards the kitchen just to buy Rob some time. Flashbang as well to allow him to peek, but he'll go down. And that's going to be the round for NTC. Great work by KNG. Both the frags go in his favor. Bomb to be defused. And in terms of the reset, quite a massive one.
Yeah, that's big. This is a great win for them. This is an awesome start. Where was this on Train? As they sit at 5-1. And you said it, reset to go against mousesports. AWP brought out. It's we comfortably held over as KNG. We look back, started it off with the same weapon and made no mistake in hitting nothing. Almost got to see the second shot in that replay, but it doesn't matter. Point is, double up, by the way. And FNX to hold the second one.
It will be the inside, or inside a ramp.
Oh, missed smoke.
Play, and yes, indeed, allows KNG to have full vision towards middle. 3 maps could be on the cards. We'll see whether this is the play that wakes mousesports up. They've got PT-50s, a deagle, a few smokes. They'll smoke towards presumably the steps and jungle, or just CT spawn and connector. Those are the 2 options. We'll see which way they decide to operate. Shadow and FNX to defend that site. And what's going on here?
We're just tunnel vision. No pun intended. FNX. AWP, mid-site smoke means they can rush the bomb directly in and go for the plant. FNX is going to be aware of this. So too is Cello. Thought FNX might try and go battle up, but they got the first kill. He's ready with a P250. Down goes the bomb, and everyone on the team with a kill. Actually, excuse me, Phelps had 3 again. He seems very good and proficient at the ace. I was looking for the team ace, but we were already beyond that point. Either way, we're at 6-1.
We are indeed.
It's the reverse. We might get another 7-1 this time for Brazil.
Oh, that would be nice. 2-in-1 series. Let's see if it's possible. NTC now double up, set up KNG and FNX. Can't say I remember FNX to be a secondary AWPer, but he's definitely got the aim to pull it off. Round 8, and mousesports with no AWP available. It's going to be KNG. A nice jump towards short, playing the Chris J angle. Flashed off for now, default for mousesports. Certainly not going to be as strong as they usually are on Mirage. 5 AKs and Rops of no utility whatsoever. He holds at the A ramp. Next on the other side. See whether he can crack things open here. KNG still in position. Very slow approach from mousesports here. Just trying to get any bit of information they can. Chris J probing towards B, drops the smoke and will fall back. No damage really inflicted to the CTs whatsoever as they fall back towards A.
So a rotation on that direction. And the only one up close is FNX on an AWP, and it's a rotation that's required out of connector to get near him. Cello. And Cello's gone to check underpass. If they hit right now, or if FNX gets caught off and taken down, world of trouble. I'm not sure. That was a warning shot. It wasn't aimed at the first player. It was not late reaction. It was anticipation of a second player to cross over, but had to fire something before backing off. They know the AWP's got to be up close, and FNX is going to have problems. Cello only managed one. They know he's under there. They're hunting for it, but he's going to shut them down anyway. Stiko drops the bomb, and Rops does get the response. It's still a 3 versus 3. Smokes are down, but they've got to get the bomb in position, and that means covering off towards CT. Thankfully, Rops gets 2 kills, leaving us with Phelps, and he's on very, very low HP. Well done from Rops.
It's much better. Second round on the board for mousesports. Still haven't lost the half yet. Bumpy start, but they know they're more than capable to get back into this one. FNX doing absolutely everything he could with the AWP. Lucky to even get that one. They got wallbanged to oblivion by Robs. Nice work by him, and then carried the round to victory for mousesports there. Money actually looking a little bit weak for NTC. You can see they've got a UMP in the hands of Bits.
KNG to the window again. Remember, they missed the smoke 2 rounds ago trying this. They didn't go for it this time. They just want to get the mid smoke to cover the boxes, and Stiko gets in position. You're right in talking about money. That's going to be the name of the game. Ouch. Phelps, he tried that several occasions and was successful previously. Not this time. It's almost like they were ready for it. He likes to be a bit of a slimy player. I say that not as an insult. I mean, like, he's slippery. He's evasive.
Slippery, probably. Yeah,
slippery is a better word than slimy. Yeah, but he's evasive in mid. Again, they talked about how he loves to get inside window for the T side. Yep. CT side, same thing. He gets up on that railing. He's playing around the smokes that they're deploying. It's kind of clever.
5 on 3. Great plays by Sticker to open things up. Sunny with the second frag. KNG does have the kit and the orb, but so far he's in CT's 4 and his Bit, who's alone with absolutely nothing to do about that situation. Bomb to be planted to save at this point. KNG can, you see, not really attacking an offensive angle, just seeing if anyone pushes towards kitchen, so he can steal a kill away. That isn't going to happen. 5 players survive from mousesports here, much more like what we were expecting here. Chris J will save the AWP. He had no helmet this round, so that's going to be a sigh of relief, knowing that he didn't have to work too hard. Sunny did most of the heavy lifting there. And after being 6-1 up, scoreline now goes to 6-3. mousesports starting to show us what they're capable of. On the T side of Mirage, you're normally aiming for at least 6 or 7 rounds. Obviously, the objective is to get as many as possible, but realistically, winning the half is fantastic. It is considered a city-sided map, but at 6 or 7, you're absolutely fine. And they can still win this half, so mousesports won't be too worried just yet. Sure, it's not an ideal start. But NTC are always going to have great players, great fragging, and they get a bit of momentum in their favor. There's no reason why they can't display these sort of scorelines. It's a bit of a shame the train just completely crumbled for them.
Yeah, absolutely.
But there's a KNG with the AWP, and then FNX to the M4. Do they force buy around it? I would say no, considering how low the money is. There's P250s and a Deagle for Phelps. Still possible to win these rounds. KNG knows he has to do something a little bit special, though. Stiko tries it with the AWP, but couldn't quite beat the player crossing over towards the steps there. KNG will be playing in towards the apartments, and sprays coming through from Sunny, but nothing connecting just yet.
Decent attempt. 6-3, and you say it's a shame the train crumbled. Keep in mind, this is Mirage. We've bigged up mousesports on it time and time again, countlessly, saying as far as that they are the best in the world on this map. Speaking of big, it's Liquid and big. 1-0 Liquid already in the map scores. It's 12-11 in favor of Liquid at this map as well. So 2 close games for big, but it might not amount to much if you can't get a series win. Sunny, meanwhile, continues to check inside of connector. A further smoke deployed that'll land at the top side of it, so he'll have entrance and access in toward A. A, which is heavily fortified with the pistols that NTC do possess. A further indication that one is over toward B. Chris J gets Molotoved off by the AWP KNG. Oh, Phelps, optimistic, I think. Not so slippery that time.
No, I think that's true. And it's going to be KNG still wanting it towards B. Rops, as usual, working that palace area. Going to be challenged right now. That will be FNX to try and take him down. But FNX with the M4 does come out on top. Cello finds a frag as well. So this could still fall apart. FNX such a good brawler on this particular site. Chris J has been tagged up slightly as well and taken down in the end. Sunny, though, can pull this one back. Knows exactly where the opposition is. He's left in a 2 versus 1. Who makes the first mistake? Sunny trying to bait him out with sound cues, and I thought he was going to find that frag. 9 seconds still needs to plant as KNG waits towards jungle. Misses the shot, allows him. What's he doing planting the open?
Oh, KNG still gets back in position. He definitely was trying to bait KNG, so KNG gets away with one there. I thought that was going to be the round in itself and missing the cross of the bomb, but either way, it's another round for NTC, 7-3, as Phelps gives himself up in middle, but it's still the round. That's all that matters at this point.
Thought Sonny had that one. Definitely had time to plant, but like you said, try to bait him out. And it didn't work for him, though. KNG known to be quite fast. That was a round where they had 3 pistols, 1 rifle, and the AWP, and they're coming on top NTC, so nice work by them. Still alive and kicking here in this best of 3. 4-4s. Chris J waiting for his opportunity to strike and beat. He got it, but he couldn't connect the shot. He jumps out, and that's a brave move, but it works for him. Flashbangs from his teammates work perfectly. He looks towards short now. KNG finds a kill in response. He's at the window. Cello coming in for the long con here, all the way through the underpass, and Rob sits in the smoke. Well, not planted, but it doesn't matter. There's Rob's perfect shot. 4 versus 3, but this is the player that can save it all, but he misses everything. Well, if he went down there, that would have been so disappointing. Luckily, it's nothing. Who can't hit the shot in return, but Chris J certainly can as he gets 2 more to his 3 total. KNG left in the 3 versus 1. He was great in the previous round. I don't think he can do much with this.
Sonny just sneaks in. No idea from KNG that he was there, so we get a 4th round for mousesports. 10 kills for Rops. He leads the way for mousesports. Overall, it's Cello on 14.
That's true. Cello's been doing very well. And Rops to the top, you're right. Chris J second. Nothing 2 and 10, but that's to be expected, really, right?
Yeah, it's true. I'm more curious to see any voids in their approach that nothing creates. Simply not from his lack of skill, but from lack of synergy with the team.
Sure. MAC-10s, AKs, good call. You can see no one has a helmet on the NTC side, so MAC-10's a perfect weapon. Maybe not if Phelps can start doing something like that. A bit will still be on the site, good for 1. That's pretty much as good as it's ever going to get. 3 on 3, but that should be the round. They are pretty segregated from the site now. No weaponry really to speak apart from KNG's orb. Sonny drops the ball somewhat there in the open. Didn't plant for default. And KNG gives him a lifeline. Will he rotate round towards kitchen? Looks to be the case right now. You see how tentative mousesports are being. Cage, you don't want to pick up the bomb. Robs is brave. Still standing in the open though. Goes for the Molotov in kitchen, but KNG looks like he's done some great work here. What was that, lag for us? Or
yeah,
them?
I was going to say, how did that not occur to see him? Obviously, I think we got a little Code TV lag on that one. Either way, it's down to KNG and FNX against Rops and Chris J. Chris J in the AWP, so too with KNG, but Rops has the angle, and the AK is always going to prevail in that position. FNX from range. It's 5-7, we talked about it. It's got some potential, now that the CZ's nerfed. Not that we're playing on that, but just keep that in mind moving forward. It's not good.
If you are just joining us, the second map is best of 3 of our second best of 3 of the day. We have one more after this. That'll be brought to you by Harry and Tom, or Hom as they're calling themselves. Let's see whether this pause is going to equate to too much. I can see it's okay. So stream is down, Matt.
Yes.
We're still being recorded. So
I like to be recorded. I'm good at saying things.
Yes.
Well, with that, we sit at 9-8. mousesports do claim back the lead. And in doing so, we'll just take a quick peek at our frag totals. Phelps on 21 leads the way, not surprising. We did say he was a solid Mirage player. He leads overall, as a matter of fact. It's Sunny on 18, and that mostly has to do with the fact that he's been so impressive in the first 2 rounds of the second half.
So we've been told it's 2.5 minutes. This is just for you VOD listeners, really.
Hello.
So you're getting like a very special part of the show that no one else is going to hear.
Welcome to life in
Probably
the future.
about 500 of you got to this point, watching this demo, watching this VOD, and maybe we should tell you a secret while we're here.
Oh, no. Here's what we do. For those 500 people, if you tweet Henry G saying, I am one of 500, he will give you a dragon lore.
Each one?
Yes.
Each one of the 500?
Yes.
Okay, so the first 500 people to do that, yeah. we'll cut it off at 500.
No, you don't get you get the 900 points, remember?
The 900,000 points?
Yes.
Yes, that's true. I have to face it.
Which, yeah, you didn't have to say the word.
Hey, you're allowed to say the words.
All right, that's fine.
It's not promoting products.
All right, if you're one of the 500, tweet us. You are impressive.
There's Chris J versus Kenji. Kenji's actually been impressive as well. He's actually had some very high impact moments. Good all
This game, certainly, yes. Last game, not so much.
No, exactly, yeah. I'm focusing on Mirage for now. But yeah, he was... I don't think anyone was anything to talk about on Mirage on that side. But
True.
This one much better. Phelps, 21 frags. That goes without saying. It's excellent. But we'll have a look at the mousesports side as well. Nothing always going to be... Like, I think as the tournament develops, he'll show us what he's capable of.
He'll settle in.
Right now.
Yeah, he's got enough experience that he will settle in. It's impossible to think that nothing will not be an impact at some point in time or have a few rounds here and there. He's always, yeah, he's a wily old fox.
Unpause is back. Welcome back to the stream. It's the first day. A few gremlins in the system.
That is true.
Resolved. It's normally Matt and I that have to deal with these, and then we just make sure everyone else has a nice smooth run. So Harry and Tom will be very happy when they turn up. We'll get into round number 18, and we're going to have no AWPs on either side, of course. It's now round number 3. It's the force by NTC with the bomb down in the pistol. Didn't convert that, though. It looked like a lock-in for them. Sunny, a little bit too aggressive, so is Chris J. Bit showing us some form now. 2 frags at the start. That's Sunny and Chris J to go down. Chris J is no easy player to drop on this particular map. Can they convert this to a victory, though? Nothing has been very lackluster on this particular showing, as he'll go down as well. 5 on 2 now. It looks like NTC are quite easy going to tie things up. Not really many tactical conversations need to be had about that one. Default and over-aggressive picks from CTs is going to lead to an NTC round. Robson Sticker to save. Money actually not that great. They had 2 players survive in the pistol, 3 in the previous round. They probably have to save these last 2 M4s, as Money won't be fantastic at all. If all of them go down, they'll have nothing. So that's going to be NTC just running away with it. Great stuff by Bit.
So Rops and Sticko, realizing after our brief interruption that NTC are absolutely still in this game. The early buy is going to yield them 1. Rops does catch out Phelps. His backside shows. They know now that they're in Palace and they're going to try and pursue the weapons, but smoked off. They will not be allowed to do so. You're right in saying on Mirage so far that they've looked a lot more of like a competitive Counter-Strike team.
Yep, absolutely.
The mindset is there rather than the pug strats that seem to be on train. No offense, but that's basically what it seemed like.
Well, Team Liquid, as we mentioned before, they have taken down Big 2-0. 16-14 on Cash, 16-11 on Inferno. Great start from Big. I don't expect them to even come close to taking down Liquid, so that's fantastic. They managed to have them on the ropes there. It's their debut LAN with this particular lineup, at least their debut international LAN. I'm sure they've been to some local stuff. But
yeah, with this lineup, that's
yes.
the key, obviously, because not to discount the fact that they, in fact, played against KNG at the last major that they were both at.
Indeed.
I shouldn't say they were both at. Big was there in Boston. Sticko is inside of the smoke, but he's going to back away. Cello knows he's there. KNG as well. They've got to trade it. Cello does. They've lost Phelps. They They snuck up inside the middle. Chris will get Cello now with the AWP as well. Careful, don't, because nothing trying to escape middle gets caught off by Bit. Yeah, there was quite a game between Big and Immortals when they were last both at the major because there was booth-to-booth activity, shall we say.
There was. Not the same. Well, I guess it was KNG, what, Henny, Lucas, and they got pretty riled up in those booths. I think that was a problem for them. You could see they were maybe getting a little bit too carried away with the banter and the kind of trash talking the opponents. But the next day they looked a lot calmer, and that's what got them to the grand finals. So that was cool to see. As we'll see Bits in a 3 versus 1 now. He had a great round previously. Don't think he can replicate it here though. He got 2 kills then towards middle. 30 seconds remaining, the bomb down in B. He's just hoping he can damage mousesports financially. They're going to hit double digits first. And with an orb surviving, Chris J, very happy to do so. Bits is going to save by the looks of things, looking for any sort of flanking, rotating players. But nothing there to be found whatsoever. So that's Sticko up in the B apartments, managing to get 1.5 kills. Dink to the second, his teammates convert the rest of them. And nothing, still having a rough time there. Caught from the underpass. But still, his team win the round quite comfortably, so that's absolutely fine. So he's got any assists going on. He's got 3 assists, the most amount of assists, so...
Yes.
Doing some damage.
Positive outlook from you, Henry G.
Yeah.
Congratulations for having the most amount of assists.
Hey, that's a difference between an insta-kill, the M4.
You're right.
And the double dink, the AKB. So it all counts.
It all counts.
And we'll see maybe a double up setup. Maybe not, though. I don't think mousesports will force that unless they have to. Chris J is more than capable of closing this particular game out with just a single orb. 10-9. Win this, and it should be the 2-0 for mousesports. It will force NTC onto an eco, and they'll be 11-9 up, presumably 12-9, that eco mentioned. We'll see. Still a lot of work to do here from both teams, doing that same little zoom in.
Trying to show you what Chris is looking at. Good
Pretty
perspective of Sunny going up middle as well. Ooh, we went from high in the sky back through the window. That was Swift. Taylor Swift. Sunny wants to get around that corner. He's going to wait. He's watching for flashes. Chris jumping over early. He's backed off of it, though. He's actually considering B apartments. This has to be carefully executed to get Sunny in or out of that position. Excuse me. Late smoke to mid. This will suggest they're going to head that direction. Chris should have the gap. Sunny needs to be perfect after Chris takes the first shot. Flashes out, blinds up Chris, blinds up Sunny. He was looking away for so long, and when he looked back, it's K&G that he stared down. As Phelps will continue on toward the catwalk. Chris has at least gotten himself into safety, but not for free. He's down to 49 HP. Light smoke from Cello will cover off the top side of the connector as Sticko gets aggressive inside of the apartments, as you've dubbed them, Henry. Rops, meanwhile, at Sandwich. Has he gone stale?
Time will tell. As we'll see 30 seconds remaining. Sure, they have the man advantage, but they got nowhere near that bomb being planted just yet. They can take down nothing towards window. That would be great, but here comes Sticko to rain on the parade. Great shot by Chris. Sticko as well. His 3rd kill comes in, and a 4th. Bloody hell, it's all falling apart. It looked like it was a promising round for NTC. They ended up with just 1 kill, now 2. FNX can't win this, I'm afraid. They waited way too long before they pulled the trigger. And they'll pay the price. FNX will get no money either. So he'll have to save this AK. Make sure he doesn't go down now. 11-9. Has to be the eco now, or a force buy. I guess the fact they have an AK, and they might be double eco regardless of just $1,900 coming in. They'll take a timeout and work out whether it's worth it. They would have an AK-47, Deagle armor, maybe a couple of SMGs. Such a difficult call. You're 11-9 down. I guess taking the eco is the best call. We've got $2,400 next round. 4 players can buy then instead of 1 now. So the coach chiming in, making sure he makes the right call. I think the force buy would be an absolute nightmare for them. Definitely take the eco, boys. Not worth. And it's the first tactical timeout of NTC. 3 left, as you can see on your screen. Not really much has to be said here. They are going to take the eco, I can confirm. P250, CZ, 1 AK of FNX from him. He's got no money, though. Ideally, he needs to survive if they're not going to have a chance to win this one. We'll see what he can do.
Somehow Sports back in control, but it hasn't been as smooth, certainly not as trained, but not as much as perhaps even they would have expected, having played against them on train and not seen much. K&G, meanwhile, inside of the A main position, will get smoked off. Meanwhile, Sunny spots out the underpass. Late incendiary. And it's Sunny to fire on top of it. Chris to peek down. Good execution. And bye-bye Phelps. And hello. Gets one back. I was going to say a bit, but Cello manages to get the kill. Rops to KNG. Rops the cash bar. Rops the cash bar.
Well, FNX, like we said, if he can save the AK, that'd be great. He still will be struggling the next round. He gets $2,400 only. He's got no residual cash. He's riding 0 right now. And he'll get one. That's $300 for the next round, at least. So he'll be left on 2,700 now. Enough for an AK, no armor. If he's that way inclined, I would say CZ armor utility. He's actually gone for the UMP instead, so that's absolutely fine as well. 12-9 for mousesports. They get more comfortable, start to establish themselves financially. Remember, they were 6-1 down to kick things off. 22 frags for Phelps. Nothing suddenly get more stuck in now. 7 kills for him. And we get to enter round number 22 now. Oops for Chris J. FNX T-Spawn, remember, doesn't really have much to work with here. Looks like a B approach. 2 players in the B apartments. 3 towards middle.
So, AWP for Chris. There was a rumor that Rops was going to try and be the primary opper for this event, and they were going to leave Chris comfortably on rifles. That seemed very odd to me. Perhaps someone was lying to me to see if I would say it on stream as a joke, and here I am.
Yeah.
Giving into that lie. Sunny's going to make good this time, top middle. Only for 1, though. It's the same play. It yields better results, though, in simply the fact that he gets 1. So too does Chris. It comes out 2 for 1 and a 3rd as KNG walks back in. And his head just gets absolutely removed by an AWP. I could think of more comfortable ways to die.
I'm not sure about that.
Well, it's pretty quick. You're right. It might be painless.
If anything, I would have that. If I had to choose out of all the ways to die, a massive sniper rifle blowing my head off would be fine.
Getting graphic. Let's chill out.
But Cello, last one.
I can't remember if it was Gersanza or Portia in Julius Caesar that swallowed a coal.
That sounds awful.
That is literally the worst way I could think of dying.
But you just said I'm getting graphic, and you can bring that
Yeah, but
out.
that's a factual reference to like Julius Caesar and Shakespeare.
Sure. But still, that is quite a thought. Oof. Nasty.
That's not bad. Speaking of nasty, Cello's got to stay alive till the next round, though, and he will. All right, we've got it on our screen. He makes it. So the AWP stays up. mousesports get to 13, 3 to go.
That's 9. 4 spy by the looks of things. NTC have to go for it now. Loss bonus at the 4th stage. To be fair, I think they've saved themselves about $1,000. Apart from Cello, who's gone for the full investment here, the CZ armor, nades. He needs to hope they get a plant here. They're in trouble. They're in trouble now, to be fair. On 23. As towards underpass, KNG will be working the apartments here. Unlucky with that flashbang. Chris J saw him. He didn't hit the shot either, so they both live to fight another day. Nothing with the first. And there it is. Phelps, lovely shot with the CZ. Swings out towards Shaw, makes his way towards that window. They talked about his aggressive play on the desk. Looking good so far.
Absolutely solid. FNX, meanwhile, starts to work out toward top connector. They'll take advantage of any room that they can get, and they're going to get quite a bit toward jungle as well. No one inside of the window. Keep in mind that we are already at the venue. The players are about 20 minutes drive away back at the hotel. So just in case if you see images of the players and you're wondering about noise canceling, etc., no worries, because I might have a loud voice, but I can't really go like, 50 kilometers.
Lord knows you've tried, but not happened for you so far. But NTC with the bomb down. They have the AWP. mousesports homing in on the 2-0. Even more so now. Great work by Sunny. Disciplined, patient play. Ooh. As he completely destroys the second as well. FNX doesn't know what happened there. KNG in the 3 versus 1. Certainly capable of winning them. Hits the first shot but can't quite find the frag. He'll be dropped eventually by Sunny. He's left on 2 HP after getting 3 kills in total. 14-9 now.
So frustration again now, sure, for NTC, but a much better performance in map 2 and certainly a better trajectory for them. It's going to be a learning experience in this tournament. It does, however, if 2 more rounds go the way of mousesports, mean, as we mentioned before, that both Brazilian teams will start off 0-2. Or rather 0-1, I guess, if you want to look at the best of 3 context, as you should.
Yes.
Sonny, meanwhile, takes out Bit at the end of the round, and it was actually the shot immediately after that was the most impressive. But Chris, on the AWP, goes back to the window, op for KNG as well. Ooh, Chris, I'd say, went to the window. He went underneath. He went underneath and caught off Phelps. He hadn't played that angle yet, and they were not ready for that at all.
Fast start from Chris. Looking to close things out here. KNG on the recovery. Looking towards that A ramp. See whether this is possible. In terms of the default. Cello beneath the window, Bits launching short. The bomb's still down in T-spawn though. So this is going to be just them waiting for any smokes to go down, trying to find some access towards the A side, get a frag and return as Cello starts to sneak towards the connector. Bits will recover the bomb, there it is. And it looks like they will be finishing up at A here. FNX waiting in the apartments. Rob so good at the A side. They'll be more than happy to leave him alone. Nothing waits towards jungle. Less than a minute remaining now. Still not clear as to where they'll finish up.
Underneath of the balcony, gets one. I say one, and gets back away. Now he gets 2. It wasn't one the first time. I thought he was going to get more aggressive. Instead, the pop flash perfect and great headshots in response. It's all on to KNG in a 1 versus 5.
Yeah, this ain't possible for him, I'm afraid. Whether he can save the orb, though, is another thing. He's got players coming in from T-spawn, bombs down. He'll be aware of this. He'll have to come in pre-firing.
I'm surprised he jumped across there. He could have gone for a quick peek. Didn't really give his aim a chance.
Series points. Could be another 2-0 here. To be fair, though, NTC can be a little bit more happy with this one, considering that they've actually got close to breaking double digits. It was 16-3 in the first map where they won both pistols. That was an absolute nightmare. Could be the final round here. 3 AKs, 1 Galila, UMP. They have got the utility with the maximum loss bonus. But 6 rounds in a row from what I've seen so far doesn't really seem possible, but we will see. They can provide a few more. That would be great. To build up that confidence. They're not out of it just yet. They'll now play big, I believe, in the other side of the bracket. We'd have a best of 3 game, I'd assume. We've already got Ghost down there waiting to play SK Gaming.
Nothing takes down Phelps. Rops is still trying to find a gap in the smoke to take advantage of as they'll get the bomb plant in, and as he does that, Shello's gotten underneath and immediately takes him down. KNG was tagged to 1 HP in the process. Shello nearly gets more than that because Sonny a little bit lackluster in his aim, but Bit is able to trade it. It's the advantage still, although KNG on 1 HP is eventually erased by nothing. Still, though, you can favor NTC in this because FNX has done a massive amount of damage, and he's got position inside of Palace with that bomb. Still ticking inside of the smoke. Bit finds nothing, and we go 1 further round at least as NTC find number 10.
They've broken double digits, and it will be KNG that 3 kills to his name. Plenty of money for mousesports, so it's going to be 5 rounds in a row for NTC to force overtime here. Felt like nothing had done enough there, dancing around the side, trying to get the killing blows to finish things off there, but FNX holding the apartments did manage to hold them off for some time. Round number 26. We'll see a lot deeper than the first map, but still doesn't quite seem possible for them. We'll see 3 players make it 4 towards A. Bombs there with Bit. Phelps working towards his B apartments. In terms of aggression, Christian in his usual position. Sonny holding the connector. Robs up close and personal with the M4A4. Fully flashed, jumps into the smoke, but that will still be him going down. And nothing will get 1 in return, but it looks like a NTC round all day long here as they start to find more and more frags.
Yeah, absolutely. Things are looking solid. To keep this game alive at the very least, Nothing has 2 kills. They'll get Phelps just before the bomb went down, so it gives him position inside a connector at Sticko that really holds the cards to the round. Shello stayed alive longer than he probably should have there, given the situation, but really didn't consider CT at all.
2 versus 2. KNG's low. Bits. He has the M4A4. That Molotov should take care of Nothing. Indeed it does. And Sticko not going to be winning this one out. 15-11 now. Money should be quite low for the CTs. They'll have to take the eco here, I'd imagine. It's going to be a technical timeout. Probably FNX's keyboard again, I'd imagine. Not having a good time with that. TeamSpeak problems, there we go. All right, so that's more common.
A lot more common. But we have still a game on our hands, given that there's not a lot of money left for mousesports this time. They could force, but what's the point?
No, there really isn't. So I'll talk through the money right now. Sunny with 4,200. Rops just shy of 5,000. The rest of them hovering around 2K. So definitely not worth buying. You need one round, so there's no reset potential here. There's no reason to hamstring yourself. Like, you just might as well go forward and take the full eco here, as we'll see round 27, presumably after this tech pause, conclude in a 15 to 12 manner. The boys, no, they don't have to do much here. Maybe just go for a B stack, something like that. Hope they B rush. Time will tell. Play by Rob's a couple of rounds ago towards that A round. That really did send NTC packing, but they've managed to keep themselves in the game after finding 2 rounds in a row. Will they bring out the orb just yet? We will see. I'm looking at spawn right now. Whether KNG wants to roll with that weapon once again. I can't see it available to them. But I guess they don't necessarily need it in this particular round. They know the money's going to be absolutely broken for the international squad. A smile on Jordan's face there. Analyst did mention he is a very positive force coming to a team like this. A team that sometimes lets bad situations get to them. They can fall very silent very quickly. They lose a massive clutch. So I think him being within the team will just help that tilt factor be avoided. So they are playing a keyboard. Just want to double check those keyboards are fine.
Was confirmed in my ear, though, that TeamSpeak is the issue.
Uh-oh. Come the admins. That's not a good sign.
Mihai's in there. Coming up clutch. Jordan not given a shirt as the stand-in. You could sit here, son, but you cannot look like us.
He got one for the photo shoot, but yeah, not one for...
You usually borrow with teammates, that's why.
Yeah, makes sense.
The only time that was a problem was FaZe's jerseys when they had their individual country flags in the front. Because if you borrowed your teammates, it was rather evident.
Yep, given away straight away. But we'll have a look. Almas's going to buy here. Doesn't look like it was still going to have this tech issue. Yeah, just joining us. It's the second best of 3 of the day out of 3. One more to come. And it was SK to kick things off earlier. Didn't really put their best foot forward against Space Soldiers. Was a little bit disappointing on home soil especially. We always kind of focus on that. You mentioned it coming into that game as well, that SK dropped the ball against Cloud9 last time. They couldn't win, and they were the best team in the world at that point, and lost in the grand final in Sao Paulo. They'll be looking to reclaim the throne here, but maybe not right away, because that first game did not suggest they'd be winning this tournament.
Yeah, absolutely not. No, and I have seen on one of our lovely websites that we all like to view that Kerrigan has said if they don't win this event, they'll be disappointed. So FaZe are certainly gunning for the trophy.
Yeah, 8 teams here, even with a stand-in. FaZe probably know they should be winning this one.
It says a lot about the state of CS that we've got so many events lately with changed rosters, dead rosters, stand-ins. Whatever you like. We're in a revolution, shall we call it?
Yeah.
That romanticizes it, I think, a bit.
Maybe a bit too much? I'm not sure.
It's fine.
I would say CS is stabilized in the last month or so. It's now we know who is the absolute best.
True.
And we know who's gunning for them. Obviously, the stand-ins is not because the lineups are unstable. It's more personal issues that are plaguing us right now. But either way.
That's why I called it a revolution. It made it sound nicer.
Yeah.
Chris, back to the kitchen. It's actually on Catwalk that they're going to have company. So they didn't buy. We mentioned that they were in a position where they could have forced, but it's not really justifiable given that they still have a 3-round, or will have a 3-round lead after this. FNX, good control, transfer between 2. Really not much they could do, being fully blind and just standing against the wall. Sunny is impressive this game in that he's very stubborn. He's unwilling to die in any situation and always gets a kill, it seems.
Even with that elusive USP. It's going to be 15 to 12, much better from NTC. Can mousesports close this out in regulation? I would say yes, but got to get there first. 4 players survive here for NTC with the AWP in hands of KNG. 2 kills for FNX. FNX, bit of a Favorite here, considering his tenure within SK. He's only on 12 kills, 18 deaths. So I think nothing might have overtaken him at this point. He has 13. Sticko that's dropped off. But Robs with that 5-7. He had a crazy round on train with that particular weapon with 4 kills down the lower ramp. It's good to see the 5-7 still viable, considering the nerf of the CZs coming in. I'm sure we'll see more players pick it up and realize that the CZ isn't the be-all and end-all with that particular weapon slot.
So back to weapons for mousesports at 15-12. So we look into a replay.
It's a tactical timeout.
Yeah, I mean, they've got 2 left apparently, so this is the second one they've used. You don't blame them in that situation. Double op, I can see it, by the way. Rops is going to bring it up. Don't have the same double op we often talk about.
Oscar Chris J.
That's the one.
It is very, very powerful, but Robs is a decent AWP in his own right. We'll see whether he can be the catalyst to close this one out. Round 28, getting a lot deeper than I expected. Remember, it was 16-3 after winning both pistols for NTC in that first map. KNG up against double AWP set up of Robs and Chris J. Chris J, a bit of a Mirage specialist, especially towards short. Always very good with that particular position. And looks like it's something more aggressive here. I've seen one of the AWPs go down towards the underpass here. That is indeed Chris J. Not towards short this time, but Phelps very quick. Up short, going to be in towards CPL already. Chris J not really there to give the call. That could be happening. A fast speed split coming in potentially here. And it will be Sticko to defend. Very quiet second half from him as he sits in the smoke. Decent position, all things considered. He has extinguished the flames, and Chris J gets the first kill. Oh, lovely work. That's a bomb going down. Sticko with 2. That's going to be it. And Phelps can do nothing about this. It will be 2-0. And Phelps left in a 5 versus 1.
Hero time. Phelps does find one, but Chris is immediately on the case. mousesports 2-0, 16-12. Much better than that of what we saw on Train. Remember, the Pistols were 3-1 in this series. But it's mousesports that puts the second Brazilian team into the lower bracket. Nothing will have very much enjoyed that relaxed first game.
Yeah, he didn't have to really work too hard. His teammates did most of the heavy lifting there. But still, they got the decent results there, 16-3. He didn't have the most amount of frags, but he held his own, and he had some good impact rounds there, especially that one on Train and round number 14 of the first half, and just got it done. And I'm still not that convinced by NTC. Like we said coming into this one, they're a team that doesn't really have to travel all the time and go to many international tournaments. I was hoping to see more tactical depth from them. I was hoping to see a bit more firepower generally. Their map pick was a complete abomination, but still, Mirage was much better, and we'll throw it over to the analysts.
Thank you so much, gentlemen. Yes, indeed. An intriguing, kind of perplexing scenario where we see NTC, admittedly, not necessarily all too often. However, here they stand with an opportunity not only to pick up a big win versus a team that is hamstrung with a stand-in, but also we witnessed them here with an opportunity to play in front of a home crowd. However, now that's going to be looking a little bit more difficult. In the lower bracket, the elimination match between them and Big is going to be coming up tomorrow. That won't be played today, but they'll have a time to rest and find themselves a little bit, compose themselves perhaps. And we do have our analysts joining us. mousesports take it in 2. We have, of course, Maniac and Moses joining us. Maniac, I guess that's kind of expectations that we outlined coming into this second map. We knew that this was going to be difficult, even though mousesports were operating without full capacity.
No, I agree, and I think Train was a complete destruction of NTC, of course. But I think there's going to be regret about Mirage for NTC. First off, they were up 6-1 as CT, which means complete economical domination. Yep. You basically have all the utilities, handle everything. Also, I didn't feel like mousesports were going extremely deep in the tactic book as T. Yeah. And then the other point that I want to mention is that I felt like NTC won the middle battle as T. They actually won the trades most of the time. Once they had 2 for 1, the other time is 2 for 2, but 2 for 2 is actually good for T. Yeah. That's good for T. But then again, they couldn't convert around, so it was part of very good anchoring. I'm going to go again with Robs, but he was like so consistent in those 3v3. But yeah, I feel there was space for NTC on this map.
They had an opportunity, they certainly did. Couldn't convert it, Jason. I mean, it wasn't without a performance from Phelps. He really did have a spectacular Mirage. We kind of called it. In fact, it was you that called out that Phelps is one of those players.
Yeah, I mean, he always had a good kind of Mirage, and that was one of the first things that I noticed as a player when SK was looking at pick him up, and we started hearing those rumors, was watching him on Mirage. But I think more than anything, I mean, this kind of shows with mousesports to overcome the loss of Oscar. You know, we've always talked about this mousesports team as one of the deepest in the professional scene, and it happened very quietly. A lot of young players who are going to be performing well, a lot of young players they consider to be the future. And those are the guys who are going to have to step up in this event if mousesports wants to go deep. And we saw that here. We saw Sonny have 2 phenomenal maps out of him. Rops, obviously, as you said, great impact. Sticko was good. Nothing was present in the server.
I wasn't expecting the strongest of starts.
He got double digits on both maps, so we were good with that. And then obviously Chris J, one of the veterans. But your young guys stepped up big when you need him to kind of make up for the lack of that kind of star of the power that you've had to this point.
And the player selected from mousesports as well was Sonny. He did have a great train, but also it kind of bled into that of Mirage. A slow start, admittedly, given the fact that these guys can't seem to win a single pistol. In fact, was it the full 4? I didn't catch the last pistol round.
No, mousesports won the 4th.
I think it did win the 4th. Okay, so 3 out of 4 in favor of NTC and unable to pick up a map.
Here's the thing as well is on the second half on the T side for mousesports, they actually had 3 rounds that timed out. Now, sometimes you're going to be saving like an AWP at the end of the round when it's just kind of hopeless and everything, but when you have 3 rounds, 2 of them in a row as well, that feels like something is disconnected in kind of how you're executing the strategy. That's a lot of bonus money, a lot of like losing bonus that you're missing out on if your player is surviving after the round. And there's 3 rounds like that within 4 rounds in that second half. Just felt very, very awkward to me.
Yeah, it was uncomfortable to watch for sure. And I mean, this is where you have to question what NTC have been doing with their time as a team, of course, playing in the South American minor. They've been doing their very best to try and get, I think it's the minor qualifier, I should correct myself. The minor hasn't started yet, but they've been trying to qualify. But without that, we haven't really, I was expecting to see more. If I'm really honest, I had higher expectations for NTC.
I think that's the thing with this team is you're going to be disappointed to differing degrees depending on what your expectations for the squad were. And for me, I didn't really have a lot of expectations. This is, I mean, for most people, it should just kind of be, this is the first time we're really seeing them against international competition, and then you kind of set your expectations from here. But I think even so, to a certain degree, the T sides just need to get much, much better. We saw them get destroyed on train, and then here, obviously, only 4 rounds on them getting reset early on.
Absolutely.
No, I agree completely with that. I think their T side tactically was too shallow for me. And they have been together for 3 months now, this lineup. And the way they were taking control of middle, they should have 1 more round. So I think, yeah, tactically they need to develop for sure.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, one of the players that you've been praising the most, Matthew, is going to be that of none other than Rops. It sounds like Trace has managed to grab him over at the player area. Let's see if we can hear how he's feeling.
What's up, everybody? I'm here with Rops, and by everybody, I mean Alex and the boys of the desk. They're holding in their steadfast today. Congratulations to them for staying alive. Now, Rops, first question I want to ask you out of this whole series, what's it like carrying your childhood hero on LAN?
I mean, it feels good, but I mean, at the same time, I wish it didn't go this way. I wish it could be the other way around. He could be carrying me, but I mean, we still have more matches to play, so we'll see.
We will see, and time will tell. Let's talk a little bit about the first map, and then we'll go into the second one. It was pretty handily done there in the first map. You guys pretty much had your way with NTC. Talk to me a little bit about that map.
Well, to be honest, we didn't prepare that much, obviously. We had time only here in Belo Horizonte to prepare. So we just went into Veto, and on train we just looked what they were doing, and it was more of like putting Jordan in the right places than just us like anti-starting or whatever. And yeah, it was just about feeling good, and I think we got pretty lucky. I mean, we were reading them quite often, and that's how we stomped them on the CT side, and that's just worked out.
Everything just seemed to align. Now, let's fast forward to Mirage. Quite a bit more of a challenge for you guys. What was seemingly working better for NTC on Mirage?
Well, they won most of the pistol rounds. We won the CT pistol on Mirage. That was good. But yeah, they got the early start on all the maps, and well, when we started Mirage, we wanted to like just play some fast rounds, but they didn't work out. And then we started get some more money on like the end of the half, and then we started to pick up more rounds. And when we started playing more slow, we just got more picks, and we caught their mistakes, and that was it kind of.
Well, you guys definitely capitalized on it. Congratulations on the W here to start the tournament. ESL One, it's just getting started. Take it away, Alex.
Thank you very much. There, that's Trace, Stunner, Sorrenthus, and Rops.
And apparently me.
And Jason. Yeah, we all hung out actually for a moment.
Oh, all of us were.
Yeah, we were doing a little dance, making a... Jason was
reading,
you weren't really participating in the fun?
I was on the laptop. I was being a little antisocial.
It's okay.
Making research.
I mean, I'm sure I can forgive you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it was the research. Very invested.
I do love that storyline, by the way, the Rops and Nothing one. Like the fact that he grew up idolizing Jordan Nothing Gilbert. Now he's on a team with him for at least for a tournament, and he's just wishing that it was the other way around. He wanted Nothing just body bagging.
I imagine there's a couple other players in this pro scene that looked up to Nothing when they were
Sure.
coming up as well, that just haven't kind of come out, and they're still in the closet with their admiration of a young Nothing.
Absolutely, there are some players like that. I mean, I think it was who was it? It was Hobbit. It was Hobbit when asked who the best player in the world was. He still says Get Right. That's how much he wanted to idolize that guy.
Really reaching on that one.
Yeah,
isn't
he tried. He tried. Either way, jokes aside, we do have the stats apparently. I don't know if we can bring them up just so you can take a look at exactly how the series played out. But the rough story is, because I imagine they're probably not. There they are. 51 for Sunny, indeed, top of the scoreboard, and rather by quite the large margin. Take a look at the NTC boys though, because that's where you want to try and find your flaws and see if we can get a bit more out of Bit than FNX. Not forgetting FNX, a major champion. He's looked fantastic in the past, and want to see that back. Want to see that flair, that Brazilian flair.
The problem with FNX is he's, well, not necessarily a problem, but just his style of play. He's not really the guy who's going to kind of be the driving force behind your team's success. He's a really, really effective and impactful piece of the puzzle, but he's more a product of the rest of his team having success and having his impact in other ways on the map. He's not going to, like, open up a bomb site or create things consistently enough to kind of be your star player. He needs to be put in situations with which to thrive.
And I think the rest of NTC are actually going to be probably just sit back, relax, and watch this next game that's about to go down. It's going to be very interesting to see Ghost Gaming go up against SK. We'll bring up the bracket to explain exactly what's happening here, but they could very well be eliminated. The elimination match, that's right, want 2 best of 3s and you can get sent home day 1. Ghost Gaming and SK both conceded in a very rather 2-0 one-sided affair. Now, they have just 1 shot to keep themselves in this match. They'll be playing the losers of course, FaZe versus Space Soldiers as well when they get to it, should they survive this one. We're going to take a break. When we do come back, we'll see if SK can even make it through day 1. Never mind, get to that arena.
Incendiary out.